Welcome everybody to Not Safe for Work Nerd. I am the LA nerd Joel Reeves, and welcome to my weird YouTube talk show. It is not safe for work, so get your kids, your grandparents, and your fucking Catholic priests out of here. They're not going to like what I have to say. This episode, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead issue number 193. Now, this issue was a surprise finale. We have been reading The Walking Dead for fucking 16 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's over. No fucking warning, no fucking anything. They actually, you know what? Aside from giving us a fucking warning, they tricked us. In the trades, in the publication trades, they solicited up to fucking 196. That's 3 issues that they made covers for, had fucking descriptions for. They fooled everybody, and it ended with 193. Look at this beast. It's got a fucking binding on it. There's no 2 little staples. This is a fucking book. This is insane. I'm going to try to keep this video short. I can talk about The Walking Dead for fucking years. The issue right before this, the preceding issue to 193, Rick Grimes gets killed by a fucking teenage kid. This kid doesn't like what Rick Grimes is doing to the Commonwealth, which is the most recent large community that they've found. And his mother's the mayor, kind of like the governor, less tyrannical, but still like high class, high society, lording over everyone else. Rick's trying to change that. This kid doesn't like it. Pow, 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 just straight up murders Rick Grimes. He gets sent to jail. Jail that, you know, they're trying to have a real society, so they send him to jail instead of killing him. Even Carl Grimes is like, you know what, I could kill you, but I'd rather see you rot in jail forever. 193 opens up with a time jump, 15-ish years in the future. Carl is an adult. He's married to Sophia. Great throwback to everybody thought that they would be together forever just because they grew up together in the apocalypse. They have a kid named Andrea. Great throwback to, you know, Rick's relationship with Andrea. It's really all about the future and how society has been rebuilt. The opening panels are Carl killing a zombie with Michonne's katana. He checks its teeth to make sure it hasn't bitten anybody. And he was like, man, this is like the first zombie I've seen in a really long time. Where did it come from? How did it get through our security? And then he asks, oh, is Herschel in town? Herschel being Maggie's son, also an adult now. It's this really weird storyline about Carl at odds with the new world. So Herschel has this roaming sideshow of zombies, and he's kind of showing everybody how the world used to be. It's been so long since zombies have been around. It's like a freak show type carnival thing, and Carl's not about it. So he goes out and he kills Herschel's zombies. He gets in trouble. You know, the police come, they get involved. Carl kills all of Herschel's walkers. He goes out on a run to escape town to kind of dodge the heat. He goes on a supply run with Lydia. Great to see Lydia back. It's really cool to see that relationship has survived past them being sexual together as teenagers. So they're like the supply people, kind of like how Glenn was in the early days of the comics. He goes out and he sees Eugene. Really cool to see Eugene. He's building a railroad system from the East Coast to the West Coast to unite the two. It's really awesome to see kind of like the whole society forming. Maggie is president all of a sudden. She goes from leading the hilltop to being president. And Carl has interactions with her. He's got interactions with Michonne, who's the Judge Hawthorne. She's the highest judge in all the courts of all the land. And when he gets in trouble for killing Herschel's walkers, Michonne is kind of like, yeah, no, that's Carl Grimes. He's not in trouble for anything. Sorry. The entire issue seems disjointed. And it ends with Carl reading a child storybook to his kid about who Rick Grimes is, about how he saved the world. And during the trials, they're calling the time between the start of the apocalypse and the rebuilding of society the trials, which honestly, I think that's super cool. I love that it's called that because it was a trial. It was a test for everybody. And in this kid's book, it says, like, some good people lost their way and became bad, and some bad people learned to be good along the way. Really cute story. But it's really all about how Rick Grimes changed the world. And outside of the courthouse in this Commonwealth rebuilt society is a giant statue of Rick Grimes, handless, arm in the air, like he's giving a powerful speech as he always does. And Carl's reading this book to his daughter as if it's just a fable. You know, society's rebuilt mostly. She doesn't really. She's never had to experience the trials. So this is all a tale about how one man named Rick Grimes rebuilt society for everybody. And it's cute. I like it. But I do feel somewhat cheated. I would have preferred another 190 issues of getting to this point, of Carl losing his father, maybe losing his morality somewhere along the way, becoming somewhat bad like Negan. He spent a lot of time with Negan in the books. They even hinted at him having Negan mannerisms in the last issue when he put Sebastian, the dude that killed Rick, in jail. He has a lot of Negan mannerisms. It would have been really cool to see this dark arc of Carl then finding his way back, the, Commonwealth getting bigger and bigger, the safe zone getting bigger and bigger, and Carl becoming this person. Instead, it's just kind of handed to us. It feels kind of cheap. I would have, and I've said this, but I cannot stress this enough, I would have preferred to have gotten to this point than just being at this point. I would read The Walking Dead for another 400 issues. So it's saddening that it's just over. As a standalone issue, I got to give it like a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It's really well told. It's there's a lot of heartfelt moments. It's impactful to the universe. But in the universe, I would have to give it like a 4 or 5. Like, we don't care. I don't care that Herschel's kind of a dick now that he's older. I don't care that Maggie's president. I don't care about any of this because we didn't get there. It would be like jumping into the last season of Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad and giving a shit that people died. You're not invested. I would have really preferred to have read for another 10 years and arrived at this point. But alas, Kirkman decided to end it for some reason, and we don't get a say in it. So this is what we got, and it will be forever, I don't want to say tainted, but not the best end cap on a somewhat perfect series. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it if I don't want to go into a 30-minute video, which I don't. So thank you so much for watching Not Safe for Work Nerd. I am the LA Nerd, Joel Reeves, and you can follow me on Instagram at I'm the LA Nerd. It is the same name as this channel. Please like and subscribe to the video. I'm trying to do this hosting thing full time, and it would really help me out if you gave a shit somewhat and helped out. I'm going to Comic-Con this week. I'm going to be recording a podcast every single day of Comic-Con. That is Pop, the Pop Culture Podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Shout Engine, and at ageofthenerd.com. I don't have time to do a video every day of the con, but I'm going to do a recap video when I get back right here on Monday, same place. Coming soon, I'm going to do a Stranger Things 3 review. I'm going to watch Midsummer and talk about that. Big horror guy. And if you haven't watched my Spider-Man Far From Home review yet, that is on my profile page. Please check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you later, nerds.